Good evening, and welcome to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting of November 3rd, 2014. The time being 7 p.m., I call the meeting to order. As a reminder, this meeting is being audio and video recorded digitally. And Larry's in the audience tonight. We're going to ask him to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Okay, Chairman's comments tonight. I don't have a lot. I would just like to ask for a moment of silence for the passing of Stephen O. Kent. Steve was born in Raleigh, grew up in Raleigh, ran several businesses in Raleigh, and was actually a shellfish constable for quite a while. So if we could just have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, citizens' query will be from 7:05 to 7:15. And then we do have two appointments tonight, one at 7:15 with Shellfish Constable John Grunstrom and Shellfish Commissioner Jack Grunstrom to discuss Raleigh Clam Flat Patrol issues. And also at 7:30, we'll have Fire Chief James Broderick to present candidates for appointment as probationary call firefighters. So we'll move on to general business. We have a letter of resignation from Library Trustee Aaron Skillman. And it's dated 14th of October, actually 24th of October. Dear Board of Selectmen and Raleigh Public Library Trustees, please accept this letter as my official resignation from the RPL Board of Trustees. It is in the best interest of both myself and the library if I step down from my board responsibilities at this time, effective yesterday, October 21st. Over the years, I enjoyed working with the trustees and was honored to have served the community in this capacity. The experience I earned as a trustee is very valuable to me, and I hope to volunteer again in the future. Sincerely, Aaron L. Skillman.
I'll give you that motion.
Second.
To accept on the resignation.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to accept Aaron Skillman's resignation from Raleigh Board of Trustees, Raleigh Public Library Trustees.
Could I just make a comment before we vote?
With regrets?
With regret.
Okay.
I served with Aaron on the Board of Trustees, and Aaron made a great contribution to the library and the Board of Trustees, and we appreciate her service to the town, and wish her well.
Okay. So the motion's made and seconded. All in favor of accepting the resignation signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Vacancy on the Board of Library Trustees notice. Vacancy on Raleigh Board of Library Trustees. The Raleigh Board of Selectmen hereby gives notice that a vacancy exists on the Raleigh Board of Library Trustees. Appointment to this seat will be made by the Board of Selectmen and Board of Library Trustees on November 10th, 2014. Term runs until next annual election. Individual appointed must be a registered voter in the town of Raleigh. Individuals interested in serving on the Board of Library Trustees must submit a letter, resume, to the attention of the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, P.O. Box 275, Raleigh, Mass. 01969, by 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 5th, 2014. Okay, that's a notice read. So it is now 7:05, so citizens' query is open. Yes.
Yes, Larry White, Central Street. I would like the board to, or the selectmen to consider putting on the website the specimen ballot, not for this tomorrow, but at least for the next elections, I've gone on to the web and there's no real place where the samples are available or so. And I know I've checked the Cambridge and Tingsboro websites, and they do have the sample ballots for their use. And I would just like to see it just to keep the voters a little better informed about, you know, what the ballot looks like and who's running and all. And if possible, maybe even a 500-word or less summary of some of the local candidates stating their positions and all, just to see if that's possible.
Yeah, we probably want to check with the town clerk, Larry, and I think it sounds like a pretty good idea, that at least the ballot. I'm not sure we should be dealing with local politicians against non-local politicians. That might be an issue at some point with.
Right, I don't know to what extent.
With this, well, we'd have to check with the Secretary of
Mr.
State on
Chairman, it
that.
is on the website. We thought that was, Mr. Warren.
I just went there
See, it's right here. Could you please show
today.
it? Just turn the
Okay.
monitor, Amy.
Oh, well, I was there an hour ago and it wasn't there.
It was under general government
Okay.
election calendar.
Election
Very fast
calendar.
work. I thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Actually, Larry, now that you've brought up the website and election things, we did have an issue with the town meeting, the special town meeting that we had. Some people had mentioned that they could not find it on that. And what happened basically was the site had crashed. So it took about a week to get it back up and running to full capacity again. So
Okay.
we did have an issue about a week ago with that, or 2 weeks ago now, but, so that, just to let people know if they had been on looking for things and couldn't find it, that was one of the reasons why. So,
Just as a matter of reference, what was where was it located under?
It's in a couple places,
Two places under notices,
Raleigh Town notices, because it is
Okay.
official notice.
and then under general government election calendar.
All right, thank you.
If you do sometimes can't find something, shoot Amy or me an email, or, with anything to do with the election, Susan Hazen will post it directly through the webmaster. So she usually gets things up right away, and you could always call her and make sure that she sent it in, but she's pretty good on that, because she got all
Right.
that stuff on. And then we had the website crash, and we had to scramble and try to resend some things that weren't saved off the server.
Right, okay.
okay, is there any other citizens' queries? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to general business number 3. Road opening permit request from National Grid to open 27 Wilson Pond Road to repair a gas leak. Okay, 27 Wilson Pond, map 6, parcel 41, lot 27. Work to be done on October 31st or November 3rd. So it's been signed by the treasurer. It's also been approved by the highway department and the conservation agent. So hopefully it's already done, but obviously it'll be done fairly quick if it's not.
I'll give you the motion to accept this road opening.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the National Grid road opening permit for a gas leak. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And general business number 4, signed state grant for fiscal year 15 cultural council grant. So enclosed is a contract and scope of services for the town of Rowley that covers the transfer of fiscal year 2015 local cultural council funds from the Massachusetts Cultural Council to a local cultural council account for the town of Rowley Cultural Council.
Mr. Chairman, this is the standard state contract.
Yep.
I know you're familiar with this, you've signed many since you were the chairman. So they are looking,
Yeah, we've done
our
these before,
signature.
Deb, I think.
Yep.
So,
and this year,
Do we have the amount that they're gonna,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
$4,300.
$300, yeah.
Includes a
Which is
signature
good.
page, the amount of the allocation, yeah. And it'll be from July 1st to June 30th, 2015. July 1st to 2014 to June 30th, 2015. Okay, so is there any further discussion?
I'll give you a motion to sign the contract.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to sign the Cultural Council contract for funds from the state. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. That only requires a chairman's signature, Deb?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that was taken care of. Under old business, discuss sending Raleigh Parish Council thank you letter on the 375th letter and discuss article and information on 375 celebrations to be sent to the council. So as you remember, we got a citation or a proclamation from the Raleigh Parish in Little Wheaton, England, congratulating us on our 375th anniversary. And one of the requests that they made when they sent that was that we send them back some information on the celebration itself. So I'd actually talked to Janet from RCM, and she has put together 2 videos. One is the opening ceremony, and the other one is the parade and the closing ceremony. That's on English, what do I want to say, format.
Oh, very good. Excellent.
English is different.
Yes, they do have a
England
slight.
format is different than
Yep.
ours. They call it PAL.
Yep.
And she did that for us. So I've got those, and I'm gonna start to put together some other, maybe some photographs and some of the flyers and things like that we put together. So
Excellent.
if there's anything that you might wanna send over there, we can get that together and we'll send it over
Very good.
and thank them for their generosity.
That was very nice of them to do that for us, and we really do appreciate it.
Yes, we do, yeah. So we're working on that.
Very good. Excellent. I'll give you a motion to send the letter to the Raleigh Parish Council in Raleigh, England.
Rowley, yes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to send them the information on the 375th celebration. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. The next business is new business. And we've only got a minute to go here to get to the first appointment. So, jump down to new business number 3. Okay, we have a discussion of the Family Connection Program. And it says, Melissa Roy, the new family engagement coordinator at the Triton Regional School District, met recently with Debbie and Amy to discuss the program. Mrs. Roy is working to get the word out about this important educational program that serves children from birth to age 8 in Rowley, Newbury, and Salisbury. Attached is a copy of the Family Connections newsletter. Ms. Roy and the Family Connections program is working to increase and improve resources for families with young children. The program is funded through a state early education grant. Family Connections offers programs geared to early childhood social, recreational, and educational development. There are many opportunities for young children and parents to join the Family Connection play groups and story hours. Interested families should contact Melissa Roy, Family Engagement Coordinator, at 978-891-0632 or by email at mroy@trsd.org. And there is a brochure that goes along with it. There is some information here. Under the Rowley playgroups, it says ages birth to 2, Mummy and Me, Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30, Pine Grove Elementary School Kids Club Room. And then there's the ages 2 to 5, parent required, and that's on Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m., and that's at Pine Grove Elementary School Kids Club Room. So, you think that'll wind up on our website?
Yes, Mrs. Roy we gave her Janet some contact information, and then we told her once she had her website up, we'll have a link to that.
Okay, that'd be great. It just sounds like a good program. Just kind of skimming through it. I didn't read the whole thing, but sounds like it might be.
And Mrs. Roy, she lives in town, so she just recently started in this position,
Did you?
so she's trying to do a lot of outreach.
Well, that's great. That's great. So maybe we could put it on a reminder list too.
Yes.
So, okay, is there any further discussion on that or any questions? Hearing none, the time being 7:15. We have an appointment. And it's the 7:15 Shellfish Constable John Grunstrom and Shellfish Commissioner Jack Grunstrom to discuss Rowley Clam Flat patrol issues. Okay. John and Jack will discuss issues that they are facing while patrolling the flats. We need to discuss what things we can do to assist the Shellfish Constable in his job. Okay. So what do you want to give us a kind of a brief background here? Or?
Yeah, John Grunstrom, Shellfish Constable. I guess you could say it's a changing world. Years ago, clammers pretty much could, you knew, which you still do, you know the clammers from other towns, and you could figure out different things between yourselves.
Yeah.
In the last year and a half, it's escalated to, there's no more talking to a lot of clammers from other towns. It's become threats. There's been damage done to private aquaculture farms, and I've called the Ipswich Police, put reports in, called the Raleigh Police, put in reports, Environmental Police 2 or 3 times put in reports, Ipswich Shellfish Constable put in reports. I've used my cell phone a few times, making phone calls. Basically, I think it's coming down to I need to be able to film and record the things that are being said and threatened to be done. I can't say much more about what's going on, but
No, I think you've done it right to the
Yeah.
what we need to hear. I think from the selectman's standpoint with this, I think we need to get you a camera.
I have, this is information. This is, I'll give you guys, I'll actually pass these out. This is, I believe, what, like, the police departments in the country are using. This is what, like, all your extreme sports people use, surfers use.
Yeah.
They're waterproof. They have the best sound and photo resolution there's no calling anybody. You just basically have this on either on a headpiece, on your neck. You can hold it. It's about half the size of a pack of cigarettes. It has a battery life of, distance of about an hour and a half. In that, which if you want to buy it, there's a 3-year total warranty on it. If for some reason it breaks, gets wet, they just they replace the whole thing.
Okay.
That's about.
Do you know if this takes just still pictures or video?
It does both.
Does both. That's what I was going to suggest to you, John, is that if it takes video, that would be good. Yes, Jack?
Jack Gunstrom, Shellfish Commissioner.
The big purpose here is quite often you're accosted, you're down there alone, you got no backup. I was accosted one year by 6 people, 3 males and 3 females. And it was getting very itchy towards the end of it. And there was nothing I could do. If we ever took him to court, it would be 6 people saying,
Against
we
one.
didn't say
Yeah.
that, one person saying, yes, you did.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think every time we approach somebody, which is probably once every 2 weeks, once every, however, we should be filming it just in case something like this turns about. Because that time, I was simply going up to ask them what they were doing there and if I could help with information and whatnot, and they turned on me like wildcats,
Oh,
you know.
wow. Yeah.
So you never know what's going to happen when you approach somebody down there.
Wow. Yeah, in this day and age, as John has said, you know, things, the world has changed.
Yeah.
It's-
Like I said, it used to be that, you know, it's been done for years. It usually, normally, if you approach somebody, before you even got to someone who was digging on the town of Raleigh, or someone from Raleigh that was digging on the town of Ipswich, they were already gone. They knew that they shouldn't be doing it, and there was no argument, no nothing. Okay, you know, I know you're over there, big deal. Now it's like they just stay there.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do? And it's just a changing world. The price of razor clamps, for one reason, is
It's a big thing.
just gone off out of sight. And
off the
it's,
charts.
yeah, and it's just, like I said, I reported it once, and it was like, well, it's your word against theirs. And now, if you basically had a still camera or this, or a video camera with
Yeah.
great sound, there's no question. So, that's basically,
The big thing, John, too, with this, with a camera, when you're there alone, you can get a picture
oh yeah,
and practically know who it is.
oh, there's no question about it.
No.
Picture the boat, the license on the boat,
Yeah,
the whole
and then you
thing,
take a picture of the MS number on the side of the boat, too.
Yeah.
And, no, I think it's time that something's,
Yeah.
should be done down there. I mean,
And I-
for the
I-
safety and
I think it's
protection.
because, you know, he is one of our employees, basically,
Right.
appointed by the
Yeah.
Board of Selectmen.
And it's a safety issue.
Definitely a safety issue.
Yeah, and this is a cheap price here, too. I mean,
So
what
that's-
he's looking for.
I think we can come up with that cost out of
Yeah.
our expense.
Right.
So I would entertain a motion to, unless there's further discussion, to, if this is what he wants, then he thinks this will work for him, I think we should get it. I really do. So,
I'll make a motion that we authorize the Shellfish Constable to buy a camera as listed for the total price of $717.73. That covers the whole,
Everything, yeah.
everything,
Warranty,
right?
everything.
Everything,
That covers the whole package?
Yeah.
right. I think that's the route we ought to go.
okay,
Then,
I'll second that.
motion made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very
The
much.
the other thing I want to discuss is just your cell phone. I think because you're down there all the time, and the town does have a cell phone policy. So what I'd like to do is offer you the use of that policy, and we will get you a phone, and then,
Well, Mr. Chairman, under this cell phone policy, unless it's a department issued, Mr. Grunstrom has a phone, so what we would do is provide compensate him based on the sliding scale with a monthly stipend to
Like
cover
this?
the cost of him having his own personal phone, which he's also using for town business.
right. How's that sound? Does that
Yeah, that's
sound?
fine.
It sounds good?
Yeah, because I'm not that advanced in the phone industry, so if you got a good one.
Exactly.
Yes, Larry.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I was just wondering, I mean, this is a very good idea, and I'm just wondering if maybe a second camera should be purchased, maybe for rotating use by maybe the harbor master or a fence sitter or some other employee that is basically out there on their own type of a thing.
Well, we could certainly check with the harbor master and see, he may already have something that he's using. I'm not sure, I don't know.
He has a chip to show radio.
He has, yeah.
Right, but again, no video.
No video.
You know, it's
I mean, something we can,
becoming so important nowadays to have a video record of things. I'm just wondering if some other department might have a need for it so that you can have one that's available.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
we can look into it, Larry, certainly.
Thank you.
I'd like to talk to the Shellfish Commission and see if he thinks he really needs it, or if he had some ideas of what he might want to do. So, John, what we want to do is have you use your phone, and we'll give you it's a monthly stipend, right, Deb?
Yes.
How's $50 sound?
That's more than fair, I mean. Yeah, that's solid.
Okay,
Sure.
well, we want you to use it.
Oh, I use it.
Okay, that's good. That's what we want.
I used it
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago for like,
Yeah, no, I understand, and,
Yeah.
you know, and we want you to have it so that, you know, you
Appreciate
won't
it very
feel
much.
guilty about making a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
If you have to,
oh yeah,
okay?
appreciate it.
Okay. I'd also entertain a motion to offer that plan to the
I'll make
Shellfish
that
Constable.
motion that we give John a stipend of $50 per month. Use of the cell
Any
phone.
questions?
No questions, then I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So,
So, John,
Mr.
yep.
Chairman, just so we can be clear, we'll have the selectmen absorb these costs for the remainder of this fiscal year, and when we work with Mr. Grunstrom on his budget,
Budget for next year.
that this is expected that he will have these built into his expense line, which he doesn't have now.
Right.
So we need to make sure that that's clearly understood, that there will be an adjustment in this budget to cover these costs.
Okay. How's that sound?
Sure.
Great, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And good luck down there.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it used to be that there'd be 20 people with you, and it's
Yeah, I know.
basically it's a dying thing, there's just me.
Yeah.
So, appreciate it very much.
All me.
Yeah, my father, one of us, he had to go down and save me Saturday, my boat floated away.
Oh, you're kidding.
Blew away in the wind, and it pouring rain.
And you look up and it's blowing and it's raining, your boat's gone. It's
Paul's
kinda-
got a story.
I have a story. I have a story.
You felt that happen, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And it was my fault. And he sent me after the boat.
My father?
Yes.
I said, no, and he thought I said, go, go, go.
Well, no, that's not the one. It was the other one. We were digging on the flat and the tide came in. I had set the boat.
Oh,
It
that's
floated off. It was headed downriver.
that one, yeah.
You gotta go get that. Go get that.
You lost it, you'll get it. But he actually had it anchored, and the wind come up hard enough to pull the
Took it
anchor.
right out.
Luckily,
Wow.
it crossed the river, it caught on a big sod. He had a terrible time pulling it loose.
Wow.
But when I got there, he was up to his boot tops in water and pulled it across the river.
The worst one that ever happened really quick. We were on Muzzy Hill, and I didn't throw the anchor out, and we were digging, and all of a sudden I looked and it was over on the horseshoe, which is 150 yards away. It was September. I said to my father, "Don't worry, I'll swim over there." I get halfway out there, couldn't make it any further.
Well, he was heading out to sea. You know,
Neil
he couldn't-
Con-
he wasn't going straight, he was going that way.
Neil Conley came out and saw the boat on the horseshoe, and then looked and saw me in the middle of the river. He came out. He goes, "What are you doing out here?" I go, "What do you think?"
I don't press swing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next appointment, and we're right on time. 7:30, Fire Chief James Broderick to present candidates for appointment as probationary call firefighters. Matthew Haney, Matthew Ross, and Timothy Shirley. Chief, you're up.
Hi, yeah, I'd like to introduce them to you from my right all the way across. This is Tim Shirley,
Hi, Tim.
Matt Ross,
Hi, Matt.
and Matt Harney on the far right over.
Okay, so you guys want to be probationary firefighters?
Yes, sir.
Do they know what they're getting into?
They don't yet.
Okay.
They will shortly.
It's not that bad, guys. It really isn't. So we just need to vote to, they've all been vetted and so forth.
Yes, they've
Yeah.
been vetted.
Actually, why don't I look at the,
Deb's got
look at
the
look at the paperwork
checks
here.
on everybody, and their previous employers or current employers all spoke highly of them. Some wishing that they could give them more money, but I'm not
Okay.
going to tell you who said that.
The references and background checks are complete for the 3 candidates. If the Board of Selectmen appoints them tonight, they will be enrolled in the 2015 Call Firefighter Recruit Class, which starts in January.
Correct.
Very good. So, your applications are here. So is there any discussion, or does the Selectmen have any questions for them?
They have good backgrounds,
Yep, that would look good.
college work, and very good.
So we need to lift the hiring freeze, is that what we need to do, or did we already do that?
Actually, this is sort of a permanent posting. The chief is always looking for recruits
Okay,
to
So
the
we don't
call
have to-
force as the supplement to the career full-time.
Yeah.
So we don't really need to lift the freeze because
okay,
that posting stays up.
very good.
The next step, they would be, go for training, or?
Yes, what they'll do is I'll get them all together. We have some paperwork that has to be filled out to get into the recruit class. They'll have to go see their doctors for a physical and get everything together. They'll start probably the middle of January, I think is when it starts. We'll have them come into our department training the next 2, for November and December. And then we probably won't see a lot of them until June, until they get done with their class. It's a pretty intensive program. It's not like it was when
It wasn't the old school.
it wasn't the old school. It's a lot different than even when I went through.
Yeah.
But they'll come out and they'll have a good idea what they have to do, and they'll have fun with it.
Good.
I kind of told them there's a lot of schoolwork involved, but they should have fun.
Oh, yeah, always have fun. Squirting water around, that's always
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Well, in January, I don't know about fun.
Well, hey, you gotta be prepared. It's like
I
the
know
Boy
I'll be
Scouts do.
staying nice and warm. in the house. I don't know about that fun.
Okay, so do we have a motion to?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, appointment of probationary firefighters to the call firefighting force. The individuals would be Matthew Harney, 215 Main Street, Raleigh, Mass. Matthew Ross of 198 Linebrook Road, Ipswich, Mass. Timothy Shirley of 165 Newbury Road, Raleigh, Mass.
Okay,
And I'll second that motion.
okay, motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome aboard, guys.
Good luck.
Yep.
Gonna need it.
Well, it's not gonna be that bad. Don't let us scare you off. Don't let us scare you off. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Arrange to have them down.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
We need a few good
I'll get
men.
them down. We'll try and
That was
talk.
one in.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief?
Off to EMT class.
Okay.
They need a young blood down
They
there.
do, absolutely. We got those two squared away. Library board. Okay, got that squared away. Our next order of business is new business number 1. Okay, Board of Selectmen. Farmer wine pouring permit fee schedule. The Board of Selectmen needs to establish the town's renewal fee for the farmer winery pouring permit classification of liquor licenses. The Mill River Winery is currently the only holder of this type of license in town, and they wish to renew for calendar year 2015 so that they have the ability to sell glasses of wine. I have listed below the town's fee structure for the other classifications of licenses. Off-premises fees, and off-premises wine and malt is also on here. The renewal fee for the farmer winery pouring permit must be established at the November 3rd, 2014 Selectmen's meeting because the ABCC requires all renewals to be signed by the applicant in the month of November. Once the fee is set, the renewal package, including the fee information, will be sent to Mill River Winery the week of November 3rd, 2014. So we're looking at the on-premises licenses. There's 3 of them there. And I'm thinking the middle one, the all on-premises wine and malt pouring, which would be $850. It's not an all alcohol pouring. It's not a club either. So does that sound like it would be reasonable?
So you could use that as an idea of what you think, or you can come up with another
Another fee.
category.
Okay.
Because it is not a wine and malt pouring, it's just
It's
a
basically wine. Yeah.
only, and it's the, this is actually a place where you go to buy a bottle of wine, so their primary, business is to sell bottles of wine. They offer the samples, and the ABCC is allowing them to serve a full glass at a cost, if they would like to. So, unlike a on-premise wine and malt, which would be a place where it would most likely be a restaurant where they serve beer and wine,
Right.
or maybe, a small, like a bar area that would just serve that. That's not their primary purpose, so, they
Okay.
are still, so I don't think they'll have the kind of business in the selling of of a glass of wine that maybe a wine
Basically,
and malt
it's just
pouring.
wine testing.
Right.
Wine
It's
and-
tasting, and then they will have the option to,
Sell a glass.
this gives them the ability to actually sell. They don't have to have the farmer winery pouring for the tasting anymore. Originally, the ABCC said they did.
Right.
But if they do want to sell a glass of wine, like one glass,
Well, I guess now I'm thinking that, if we could create a new category, how about the farmer winery pouring permit and make it the $500
okay.
to start out with, and we'll see how that goes. That's the lowest one we have.
I would support that at $500.
Yeah.
I mean, I
would
know he's
too.
not a huge operation there at this point, but,
Right.
as things go along, we may get a couple of more, possibly, who knows?
Who
But
knows?
They will have the inspections, right, the annual, so they will follow the same renewal process for the fire. They have to have the fire inspection.
Building inspector,
And the building inspector sign off. So there is, in a pouring license, there is a little bit more work that's involved.
right.
So that probably makes sense to tie it into that category at some amount that's not as much as a wine and malt.
Right.
Mhm.
No, I think the 500 would work fine.
Yeah, I'd make that motion that we set the,
We'll call it the farmer winery pouring permit.
yes, for $500 for the fee.
Okay. Anything
I'll
else?
second it.
Okay, I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
gonna say, Jack? No? All right, motion made and seconded for the $500 fee. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. So that's the one we're gonna use. New business number 2. It's update from Vice Chairman Joseph Perry on recent meetings he attended. Independent Living Center of the North Shore, Association of Town Finance Committees, and Massachusetts Selectmen's Association.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to, I enjoy getting out and meeting people and going to the various meetings. The Mass Municipal Association puts together a package both for the town finance committees and also for the selectmen. And they also are part of the January meeting that we'll be attending, or I'm looking forward to attending again. But I'd like to give you an idea of what the meetings that I attended. The Independent Living Center of the North Shore and Cape Ann is an organization that services 25 communities, and they're amazing. They work with seniors, and they work with disabled adults, and they try to cut through the paperwork. And I went to their annual meeting, and they're an amazing group, and they do a lot. You can see that the seniors that were there at the meeting enjoy the staff. The staff does a lot of good work for the communities. We don't have anybody from Raleigh currently receiving their benefits of their work so far, but they do have 180 people from the 25 communities that they are working with, and they are an amazing group, wonderful group. And I enjoyed getting to meet them and to go to their annual meeting. And I just might go to their annual meeting again next October.
Very good. And it's more of a collaborative. That's, the individual towns wouldn't be able to afford to do it on their own. That's why they got the group together.
Exactly. They are really something else. Yep. Very, very good. On the second one, on the October 18th, I went down to Franklin, Massachusetts, to the Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School. And this was put on by the Mass Municipal Association and the Association of Town Finance Committees. And when I saw the agenda, I signed up for budgeting. And we have our annual budget presented at that town meeting. And I went to this meeting to see how other towns might do it and to get some information. I thought I'd get more involved personally, maybe in town on the budget. And John Coder, from the town administrator from Northborough, puts together their budget. And he won an award from a national committee that reviews town budgets from all over the United States. And he won an award for his budget presentation. And he made an amazing presentation. It was very, very good. The Government Finance Officers Association, and he received the Distinguished Budget Award from the Distinguished Budget Award Program. And it's very interesting. And one of the things that he mentioned, he went through many parts of the program, but he said you ought to find out, just take the time to find all of the employees in town and what departments they work with and how many full-time equivalents you have. And he said it took him 3 years. And he said, you go in and you say to somebody, well, how many employees do you have? And they said, well, and then they start to figure out how many hours, and you get a better idea of how many FTEs there are per department, and how many did they have the year before, and you have graphs to showing the people that the growth in the departments or the lack of growth, and it gives you a lot of information that people can use rather than looking at just line items in dollars. And I thought he made an excellent presentation. In the afternoon, I went to sharing services, and I was kind of disappointed. The town of Melrose has an IT business built into the town structure, and they provide IT services for Essex and for I'm not sure whether it's Saugus or Wakefield, and for a fee they will provide IT services, website and the whole bit. And I didn't think it was, it's something that we would jump into, but they offered that service. The afternoon workshop that I had hoped to go to was health insurance in OPEB, but they moved that to, it was opposite the budgeting workshop, so I couldn't attend that one. The two workshops were very good. The second program the Mass Municipal Association put on was again in Franklin, and it was by the Mass Municipal Association, the Mass Selectmen's Association. And I can't find my notes. They they had a presentation, again, a two-part presentation. They did a early morning presentation, and they talked about, they had panelists discuss the bottle bill, and they also talked about the increase in the approving the automatic increase to the state gas tax. And I thought that they made very poor presentations for saying that we should vote for the automatic because we can't get the legislature to vote individually year after year because they don't want to step up and be counted to raise our taxes. And I think that's the wrong idea, to give people that they should be accountable and they should stand up, and if they see the need to raise the taxes, they should vote for it and vote for it each year that is necessary. That's only my personal opinion. On the bottle bill, there was a presentation by a Sierra Club on the litter around the around the state and how it would help clean up the litter. And there was a presentation by a young lady from the Casella firm, waste management type of trash pickup, and they both made good points on for and against the bottle bill. You get information, you get to meet people. I told Nat Dummer that when I went down to the meeting, I sat in the area they had us located by region, and so I was in the Essex County region. And one fellow came over to me very early on, and he said, "Where in Essex County are you from?" And I said, "Raleigh." And he said, "Oh, do you know Governor Dummer Academy?" And I said, "Of course, it's right around the corner." And he said he graduated from Governor Dummer, and he was now a selectman out in the Midwest part of the state. So you get to meet people from all over. There was a selectman from Mount Washington, a town of 155 people.
Out in the western part of the
Out in
state.
the western part of the state.
Yep.
And he comes to the meeting all of the time. So it's a good chance to meet other selectmen, to find out what they're doing. Last year we had a little tax problem with the regional schools and the assessments being set. Found out that several other regional schools were having the same problem. So it gives you a chance to talk to other people and get other ideas and see what's happening.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. That takes care of that one. I'm thinking I need to look at that gas permit. And it does require signatures.
We all have to sign them. Uh-huh.
Okay. So that pretty much fills up the agenda. We do have some announcements. And actually, the hazardous waste day is there too, so. Okay, so announcements, library events, landscapes, oil painter Priscilla Seraphin. Work is on display during the month of October and November at the library. Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day, Saturday, November 22nd, 2014, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Rowley Highway Department on Independence Street. And you can get more information from the town's website. And I believe it's also being run on the RCM. The town has the following vacancies. Library trustee, one open position to fill until the next annual town election. I think we accepted that resignation tonight, so we're looking for somebody to take the place of that person. Fence viewer, 3 positions. Wood, lumber, and bark inspector. And zoning board of appeals associate, 2 open seats. Historical commission, historic district commission, 3 seats. Parks and Recreation Committee, 2 seats. And for more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 978-948-2372. And the Rowley Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And also, goods can be dropped off at the public library.
Could I add one more announcement?
Sure.
On Wednesday night at the Council on Aging, all of the town veterans are invited to a meal to offer our thanks for their service to the United States. And we would welcome all veterans, male and female. We had some wonderful ladies come from last year, and I didn't get a chance to serve, so I will be there to serve the veterans who come for the meal. They're a good group of people, and we want to say thank you.
Very good. So much so. Okay, I think that's it.
I will give you a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.